this thing. What's up, guys? This is John from Caesar Self-Reliance, and today I'd like to do a quick video on a couple of budget LPVOs that are on the market. I know LPVOs have kind of fallen off, but they are still relatively popular. And the two that I'm going to be comparing today are the SIG MSR Tango 1 to 10 right here. And then I'm also going to be comparing it to the Vortex Strike Eagle 1 to 8 by 24. I've had both of these for I've had the SIG for 2 years and I've had the Strike Eagle for about 4 years, and I've used them heavily. I've actually, they've been used and abused, rode hard, put up wet. And I think that I have enough rounds through them and enough abuse that I will have a relatively, formed opinion on the quality of them. So I guess we'll start. Both of these are the budget minded. I have this one mounted to one of my hunting rifles. This is my day hunting rig. And this one, the clarity is okay. Overall, it's okay. At 1x to 3x, the clarity is just fine. It's what you would expect from a budget optic. But once you get above 6x, the clarity really suffers on the SIG, but it is still usable by all means. 10x, your eye box gets very small, and just the eye relief also reduces. And it's not ideal, but it's definitely usable. But the thing that has impressed me both about the SIG is its durability. I'll probably roll in some pictures in the middle of the video of, this when it's been filthy, dirty, muddy, and thrown around. I have used this for a couple of 2-gun competitions, and I did really well with it, and it performed fantastically, and it has held zero since the day I bought it. So no issues with that one other than the clarity suffers a little bit. And just some basics on the Vortex Strike Eagle. This one's been around for quite a while. I think the newer model, they still make the Strike Eagle, I believe, but the Venom optic line seems to be kind of taking the place of the Vortex Strike Eagle line as far as that budget category and the same price point. But I have this one outfitted with just a cheap throw lever. I don't remember who makes it. I think I got it on Amazon for dirt cheap, but it has been very, sufficient. It works just fine. This optic has not been through quite as much abuse as the SIG, but it has been, thrown around in the back seat of the truck. It has rode around on the side-by-side, going over a lot of bumps. It's even ridden in the back of the side-by-side before, and it has held up. It's held zero perfectly. I've had no issues with either one of these optics holding zero, which is one of the reasons I felt compelled to make a review, because I think both of these are very great budget options. But being that they are budget, you are going to suffer in some places. Like the Strike Eagle, kind of similar to the SIG. The clarity on 1 to 4 is fantastic, way above its price point. And then once you get above 6, just like the SIG, it kind of starts to suffer a little bit. The eye box is still better on this one, and the eye relief when you're at 8, mostly because it's not at 10 like that one is. But at 8, both of these at 8, the eye box is still better on the Vortex. Both of these optics do have illuminated reticles. Neither one of them are red dot bright, so you would not be able to effectively use either one in a daylight bright scenario. However, they do have etched reticles, so you'll be able to see it regardless during the daytime. The only time the illuminated reticle really seems useful to me is when it's overcast outside, or if it's like dusk or dawn hunting situation or whatnot. That being said, The Strike Eagle does have a brighter illumination on the reticle, and on an overcast day on the highest setting, which is 11, you can utilize it as a red dot and it will work. The SIG Tango 1 to 10, it is not quite as bright. Like I said, it still has the 11 setting illumination, but the only time it's useful is on setting 11 at dawn or dusk. And I have used this hunting with the illuminated reticle several times, and at those low light scenarios, it does work great. But I'll go into some of the specs right here. I have them pulled up. So let's go back to the Vortex. The Vortex Strike Eagle 1 to 8 has a fully coated lenses that are anti-reflective coating, and it says that they also increase light transmission for greater clarity and low light performance, and I do believe that. I do think this one performs better in the low light than this one. See, this one is also, it advertises being nitrogen gas purged, which is going to help prevent the fogging up, and it's going to, ensure that there's a tight seal so no water gets in there. Has, it shows the throw lever. Although this one doesn't come with a throw lever, it calls it a fast focus eyepiece, and it's very smooth, very, very smooth, especially with the throw lever added. It says it's aircraft grade aluminum. They all say that. It just sounds really cool. It's just most of the time 6000 series aluminum. I can't say for sure, but yeah, aircraft grade aluminum. It's good marketing. It says Armor Tech, which is a scratch resistant coating on the lenses, and although I don't have any scratches on my lenses to mention, so I would say that that I guess if they have it, it definitely works. So it does say waterproof, and it says designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, which kind of goes back to the nitrogen gas purge. It is O-ring sealed, so it'll ensure waterproof, prevent fogging or anything like that. And this one has the AR BDC3 reticle, and it's kind of like a Christmas tree reticle, but the top, it's a segmented circle, kind of similar to like an EOTech donut of death, except segmented and only half. And under that, you'll have the Christmas tree and your windage and elevation holds. So you can utilize this Vortex, out to 600 yards if you and your rifle are capable, with the right ammo, of course. So it comes with the newer models actually come with throw lever, and this one came with flip up caps. I'm not a fan of flip up caps because they just fall off. I know you can like tape them or glue them on there or whatever you need to do, but it's just never been my preference. It comes with the battery that it takes, which is a CR2032, which is what both of these optics take. And it did not come with a cantilever mount. This one right here is a Midwest Industries, which is my favorite cantilever mount on the market. It's a little bit heavier than like an ADM or something along those lines, but I do like how robust it is. It's very, very rugged and strong, and it's quick detach. Just everything about it's perfect, other than it's just a little bit heavy. All right, let's move on to the SIG specs. So this one obviously is a 1 to 10. This one does come with the throw lever on it. You can thread it in or out. I also like that it has a little piece of fiber optic here that can help you visualize what setting you're on. Obviously, yeah, both these scopes you have an adjustable diopter for focus. And this one says it's waterproof, shockproof, and fogproof. So it doesn't specifically advertise nitrogen purge, but my guess would be that's what they utilize as well. This one does include the Alpha MSR cantilever mount, which initially I was just going to put this on here as a placeholder, and I was going to upgrade to either an ADM or a Midwest Industries mount, but this one has been rock solid. Although it is not quick detach, it has been very durable for me, and I do like the fact that on top it gives you your torque specs. So 25 inch-pounds on your clamping screws, and then 65 inch-pounds on your Picatinny mount screws. So yeah, I do like that a lot. This optic does come with a little witness line right here to help you level it out so that you don't have to, set it up and level your reticle on whichever method you choose to use. This just makes it quick and easy to put on. This is the easiest optic to install by far for those reasons. But yeah, it has been very good. It's been very durable. Like I said, I've beat the crap out of this thing. I wiped it down a little bit for the video so it looked a little more presentable. But this one did also come with the lens covers, which I took off because they're not my cup of tea. This one, the total windage and elevation adjustment is 100 MOA. It advertises the eye relief on high to be 3.2, but I think it's worse than that. It advertises the eye relief on low power to be 3.5 inches, and that's probably about right. Now this one, I did not mention this is a 34 millimeter objective, so it is obviously larger than this one. It won't use the same mounts. But with a 10 power, especially LPVO, you need a little bit bigger objective, because on an LPVO you're not gathering near as much light as you are on like a MPVO or HPVO, just hunting scope or sniper scope, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and this one calls the reticle the MSR BDC 10, and it's pretty good. I've never used it as far as I've never shot it far enough to utilize the windage etchings. It's similar to like a Christmas tree reticle, but it's also slightly different. Let me remind myself. Okay, yeah, so it has the Christmas tree reticle, and it has the 3 arrows pointing in towards it for quicker acquisition. And I guess now is a good time to mention that both of these are second focal plane, which is actually what I prefer. And the reason why is, yes, on a first focal plane scope, your windage and elevation compensators, your BDCs, they'll work at any elevation. However, on these, your BDC compensating dots and the Christmas tree reticle only work on the highest setting, which is fine with me, because if I'm shooting far enough to utilize my windage and elevation dots, I'm going to be on full power anyways. But the main reason I go with second focal plane is when it's on low power, you still have a large etched reticle that you can utilize, at close range. Most first focal planes, when it's on 1 power, that reticle is very tiny, and you really have to rely on the illumination of that particular LPVO. But yeah, like I said, this one comes with the mount. It's a really good mount for what it is. It's been very durable for me, and I like the kind of how user-friendly it is. But yeah, this is the SIG MSR 1:10 by 24, or correction, by 28. So I actually misspoke earlier. This is a 1:10 by 28 millimeter objective. So anyways, I was just checking. I thought I had a new scratch on it, but no, everything looks really good, and I expect both of these scopes will work for a very long time. And if I can't break it, I'm not sure anybody can, because I'm pretty harsh on my equipment. I know everybody likes to say that and brag about how hard they are, but I'm accident prone when it comes to dropping things. And both of these have been dropped. They've held zero perfect. They've ridden around on side-by-sides, in gun racks, in the back seat of a truck. They've been thrown in and out. They just work. And for the budget price, which is one thing I haven't gotten into yet, I think the price. So the price obviously depends on where you're going, but the MSRP is showing the SIG at $499.99 MSRP. And I think I actually gave a little bit more than that at one of my local stores. I think I gave just barely over $500 for it, which is different because usually you'll get it underneath the MSRP when you go into a retail store. However, this was just released, and the store that I go to, although they have a very good stock of things and they always have what you need, it's a little more pricey to get it from there. But I'm willing to pay a few extra dollars if I get to go there and buy it immediately. I like that instant gratification. And the Vortex one, this one shows it as an MSRP of $559, and I got this one for about $350 um, 4 or 5 years ago. I may have misspoke at the beginning of it, but I've had it for a while. This one's only been here for 2 years, the SIG, but the Vortex been about 4. And if I haven't managed to break either one of these LPVOs by now, I don't think you will either. But it is, like I said, these are budget LPVOs, and they have their weaknesses, and you're going to find a weakness with any LPVO, even like a high-end one like a Trijicon or a Night Force or even the EOTech. You're going to have weaknesses in all those LPVOs because LPVOs, they don't do everything perfectly. They do everything okay. Your high power optics are going to do long range stuff great. Your one power optics like your red dots are going to do your up close and personal stuff great. LPVO tries to bridge that gap and do both well. Usually doesn't succeed very efficiently, but it will get the job done. And you just kind of have to compromise. If you want the long distance and the up close and personal, you buy a LPVO, especially a budget one, you're going to compromise. If you get a high-end one, it's going to be much better. Like your Primary Arms PLX, those are really good, and there's very little compromise with those. Your Trijicon and your Night Force and your EOTechs. I have no experience with the Trijicon or the EOTech, but I've heard a lot of reviews and heard very good things. The battery life on these is not great, but you have the edge reticle, so when your battery dies, you can still utilize it, and you can always keep extra batteries in your stock compartment or in your grips. So yeah, both of these take the 2032 battery, and like I said, I've been very happy with them. And I think if you were to buy either one of these today, and I'm also going to do an honorable mention for the Vortex Venom, which I think is kind of phasing out the Strike Eagle. I don't have any experience with it, but I firmly believe that it's going to be of the same quality and very similar specifications. And I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these. Yeah, thanks for staying for the whole video. I'm sorry if it got a little boring with the specs, but this is Caesar Self-Reliance, and hopefully I'll be back for more videos like this. I'll see y'all.